Hello, friends. This is Tony Dizant, space rocker of the planet Earth, back with another live video today. And the subject of this day is going to be the question, why are we here? Why are we here? Have you ever questioned that? Why are we here? Well, I'm going to come back to that. If you stick around, we're going to learn something today. But first, I'm going to go ahead and briefly go over the not so fake news. The not so fake news. Why I say they're not that fake is because some of the stuff they can cover up and some of the stuff they can't. And most people are being more aware these days and more open and more perceptive on what's going on. So today, the President of the United States declared a ban on 12 nations, a travel ban on 12 nations. I saw two stories. I saw one that said 19 nations, and I saw another story that said 12 nations. And they had them by country, and they put them up there, and apparently these people from these particular countries won't be able to come to the United States. And what prompted that decision? Well, everybody knows about it now. Been all over the news. It was the Egyptian national that started burning innocent people. And I heard that if he gets convicted, he'll face 700 years state and lifetime in federal. So if you want to be a monkey see, monkey do, that's what you're going to get. And these people ain't playing. So one person messes it up for everybody else. We didn't have 9/11, but it happened. In fact, the 19 countries is similar to another number. 19 hijackers. But they are saying 12 countries from now. They have a reason for saying this. They have a reason because apparently people from these countries, it's not much like because of the people. It's not much because of the people. Okay? Don't get me wrong. It is because the country itself is unstable. And we don't want to have unstable people or more unstable people that we already have here. We have enough crazies as it is to be welcoming more. So basically the decision was made, these 12 countries are banning travel, and of course families that are already here from people from those countries, they're going to be a little bit upset about that decision. But it was a decision that had to be made. Moving on, I want to ask you something, and you could comment if you like. Why are we still talking about the ex-president? Why are we still talking about President Biden? Leave the man alone. He tried to do the best he could. And like I said, whether he did wrong or bad, history is going to tell. But leave the man alone. And why is he coming on TV like every 3 seconds and stuff? You tell me about that. I don't understand it. We know he's sick. We know he was sick. You know, he tried to do the best he could. And for that, I give him a thumbs up. But he's no longer there. So we're going to have to stick with what we got. And what we have right now is no joke. It's one of the more potent leaders that ever been in the history of the world. In fact, that gives me the next section that I'm going to tell you about, which is people be talking about what happened to China and what happened to the tariff and why isn't he talking to the Chinese guy. And he mentioned that he talked to him today. They had a phone call and they were talking about, according, and I quote, some pretty complex stuff. They were talking about some pretty complex stuff. And that the United States and China are in a very good shape. So all these talks about, oh, they're gonna let the people, you know, hey, it's all gonna go to ruins and the economic world and this and that. And what's gonna happen? These people are very smart people. They ain't gonna let the stuff just blow into pieces. Don't be dramatic. Try to stay calm and let it weigh out for a second. It's only been a few months, and things cannot be changed or fixed. Things that were wrong for a long time cannot be changed or fixed in a matter of a few days. It has to be negotiated. It has to be well thought. Like he said, it's some pretty complex stuff that they're dealing with. And enough of that rigmarole. Let's roll into why are we here? As a human being, let's see. Have you ever had this question in your mind? And I'm sure you have, if you live long enough. Why are we here? Think about it. Let me know in the comments if you have any comments. Why are we here? And I'm telling you this much right now. That's a question that is different for every single one of us. Every single one of us. Because from the iris in our eyes, the prints in our hand and feet, toes, and much other things, we are all different. We are all a unique creation. So we as a species have to figure out that on our own. The worst thing that happened, I believe, is that when we were created, call it whatever you want to call it, the universe, God, whoever, gave us free will. And once we actually understood that we existed, for some people it's before others, 3, 4, 5 years old, I believe I already knew I was here by the time I was 3, but it doesn't happen like that for a lot of people. Some people kind of wake up and look at their reflection. I could tell you this much. I could tell you how it happened for me. I was looking at the water on the river. And when I was looking on the water of the river, the water was so clear that it gave me my reflection. And I could see my face for the first time. So I was kind of throwing rocks in the river, like a little kid, throwing rocks in the river. And all of a sudden, when the ripples came out and everything was calm, I looked down at the river, and then I looked at somebody that was there. And I realized, ooh, that's me. And from that day on, I knew I existed. It was one of the happiest moments. It's probably still the happiest moment of my life, if you think about it. If I think about it, that's probably the happiest day of my life. The realization that I existed. And from then on, forget it. My quest to be the space rocker of the world started. And it might sound funny to you, but I'm still under that quest. And basically what I want to say is this. You have to find out, why are you here? Because if you don't find out why you're here, you're going to have a lot of problems along the way. And that's why people have all these difficulties, all these problems, and everything is like, you can't do this, or I don't know why this is not happening for me, and all this stuff that happens along the way, right? But it's just one little reason. The main reason is you don't know why you're here. And until you figure that one out, you still gonna be lost. You're still not gonna be like in the right track. But I could tell you this much. Once you realize what you were put on this earth to do, and you start on that quest, and there's nobody that's gonna tell you different. Nobody. Not your mom, not your daddy, not your siblings. No one is gonna tell you that you're not gonna do it once you know why you're here. You might do other things because of necessity. You might work at many different places that you don't like working in the process. But as long as you know, and you have in the back of your mind, you know exactly why you're here, you're not going to be lost. You're just going to go through the process, even if it's painful. It could be painful. It could be hard. And most of the time it is. But I put it this way. If you're going through that process where you know exactly why you're here, you know you have a talent, or you were born to do this, whatever it is, and you're having difficulties because you are doing different things that you don't want to do, This is why I suggest you go ahead and keep that dream right here. And you have your life right here. You have your life right here. See? And you keep that dream right here. And all of a sudden, that dream is going to go like this. At times, going to get away from you a little bit. But you keep pulling it. And then one day, that dream is going to go over whatever it is you're doing. That dream's going to be up here. And that dream's going to try to get away from you. But because the dream, what you was born to do in this life, is actually happening. It's getting away from you, but this way, it's coming up. And then the necessity life, the one that you have down here, keeps going. But then you start living whatever you thought it was unobtainable, let's say. And all of a sudden, you get put in a situation where you're saying, okay, well, I have to decide. I'm living my life, but at the same time, I'm living my dream. And the dream is on top of you. And it's actually going upwards, not downwards. It's going upwards. So at that time, you have to make that decision. The decision of not listening to anybody else but yourself is a very hard decision. I could tell you that much. It's a very, very hard decision. You have to put everybody out. Leave everybody outside of your dream. And continue. And then along the way, you're going to be climbing up, catching up to your dream. And over here, you're going to find some other people. And there's going to be some twitches along the way, because what other people is going to do is just going to distract you a little bit. And you don't want to let it slip from, you want the dream to stay up here. And these people are trying to creep up on your dream. Different people now. Sometimes some of them are going to help you get even further away, or some of them are going to try to put you down. And that's when you have to identify who's who and who's going to come with you and who's not. And keep going. But it's a very hard decision. Now, why are we here? It's very different for everybody. I know what I'm here. I've been doing it. I'm living proof that I'm going the way I want. I'm the space rocker of the planet Earth, regardless whatever anybody thinks. Nobody's going to tell me any different. See? I might not be the first one or the last one. There's going to be a lot of us, a lot of little space rockers behind me. But if you haven't heard the song Space Kid, go listen to the song on YouTube. Space Kid by Tony Dizant. It'll tell you a little bit about what I'm talking about. But like I said, why are we here? We are here to do something special. Some of us get to know it, and some of us just don't care and let it go. Make sure you're not one of those ones that don't care. Put attention to what the universe is telling you. And with this one, I want to say hi to everybody. I want to say hi to other people around the world that follow my music and follow my videos. I know who you are, and I really appreciate it. There's been over 82 million of you, over 120,000 subscribers. I appreciate every one of you. This is Tony Dizant, space rocker of the planet Earth, still living in this beautiful planet called Earth. Today, with the question of, why are we here? It's something you're going to have to find out on your own.